Who attended? Leonor's star-studded royal wedding guest list. A wedding. A cathedral. The eyes of the world watching. But then, gasps ripple through the crowd. This isn't just a ceremony. This is the greatest gathering of royals, leaders, and stars in decades. And one question echoes everywhere: who was invited, and why? From the very first moment, the guest list was shrouded in secrecy. Names leaked slowly, rumors swirled, and speculation ran wild. But when the cathedral doors opened, the truth exceeded every expectation. This was not only a wedding. It was a summit, a reunion, a spectacle unlike any seen in modern royal history. Front and center sat Spain's royal family. King Felipe VI and Queen Letizia, radiant and composed, greeted each arrival with the quiet dignity of hosts who understood the significance of this day. By their side, Infanta Sofia, elegant and supportive, fulfilling her role not just as younger sister but as steadfast companion to Leonor. Together, they represented the strength of Spain's monarchy. Yet, even their presence was only the beginning. The Danish royals arrived in full force. Crown Prince Frederick and Crown Princess Mary, glowing with pride as parents of the groom, stood tall among dignitaries. Their younger children followed, drawing smiles as they balanced formality with youthful energy. For many, this was a symbolic merging of two royal houses, not just through love, but through shared legacy. And in every glance between the two families, one could see the beginning of a united story. Then came the guests whose names turned whispers into roars. The British royals entered with unmistakable presence. Senior figures of the House of Windsor walked the aisle with precision, their attire and bearing reminding the world of monarchy's enduring weight. Every camera lingered on them, their attendance signaling solidarity and alliance. Yet questions arose: who exactly among them had chosen to attend? Was it only the working royals, or also those whose names carry controversy? The answers, though revealed in the seats, continue to spark debate. From Norway, Sweden, and Belgium came their monarchs and heirs. Each arrival was a statement, each handshake a symbol of unity across Europe. The Grand Duchesses of Luxembourg, the Dutch King and Queen, the Norwegian royal couple, all gathered under one roof, their presence a testament to how deeply Leonor's marriage resonated beyond Spain's borders. For the first time in decades, nearly every reigning house of Europe shared the same space, a reminder of their intertwined histories and fragile futures. But it wasn't only Europe. From across the globe, representatives arrived. Heads of state from Latin America, where Spain's influence still echoes. Leaders from North America, Africa, and Asia, signaling the global significance of this union. Each carried messages of goodwill, each handshake carefully observed by the world's press. What was said in quiet corners, over smiles and nods, may shape alliances for years to come. And then, the celebrities. Musicians, actors, cultural icons who had long admired the Spanish crown or held ties to the royal family. Their presence surprised many, but their inclusion added glamour to tradition, proving that this was not only a royal occasion, but a cultural phenomenon. Some names drew cheers outside the cathedral, with fans waving signs and calling out. Others slipped quietly inside, leaving the public to speculate. Yet, the most emotional arrivals were personal. Leonor's childhood friends from her years at school. Classmates from UWC Atlantic, where she studied far from Spain's borders, flew in to share this moment. Their presence grounded the event, reminding all that beyond the crown, Leonor is a young woman with bonds that transcend titles. The cameras caught their hugs, their laughter, their tears, and in those moments, the royal wedding felt deeply human. Curiosity swirled around one question: who was not invited? Protocol dictated certain names, yet their absence sparked headlines. Were exclusions deliberate, a quiet sign of shifting alliances, or simply the unavoidable realities of politics? The seating chart itself became an unspoken map of influence: who sat close, who was placed at distance, who entered with prominence, who blended into the crowd. Nothing was accidental. Every placement told a story. Inside the cathedral, the gathering was breathtaking. Jewel-toned gowns, military uniforms adorned with medals, tiaras that had not been seen in public for decades, all shimmering beneath candlelight. Conversations hushed, eyes locked on the entrance as Leonor appeared. But even as she walked the aisle, the guest list remained part of the story, every face adding weight to the moment. The atmosphere extended to the reception. Guests mingled beneath chandeliers, raising glasses of Spanish cava and Danish wine. Tables were arranged not just by rank, but by purpose. Royals sat with royals, politicians with allies, celebrities with cultural leaders. Every laugh, every toast, every quiet exchange was observed, interpreted, and remembered. For while the wedding celebrated love, the guest list celebrated influence. And yet, for all the glamour, what lingered most was emotion. Allies reunited. Families strengthened. A continent's royal legacy converged to honor two young heirs daring to build a future together. Guests who had once faced rivalries now stood side by side, bound by the shared witness of a new chapter. Still, the curiosity loops continue. What conversations behind closed doors shaped the night? Which alliances were reaffirmed, which tensions surfaced, which promises were made under the guise of celebration? These answers may emerge in years to come, but their beginnings lie here, in who attended, in who was absent, in the subtle choreography of Spain's most watched wedding. So when the world asks, who attended? The answer is not just a list of names. It is a map of power, of love, of legacy. It is the story of monarchs, leaders, friends, and icons, all gathered for one reason, to witness Princess Leonor's leap into history. And long after the music fades, the photographs of that star-studded guest list will remind us that this was more than a wedding. It was a moment when the world itself seemed to gather in one room, watching love unite not only two hearts, but two nations.